So we, you know, trying to see if there's some things to talk about. Let's see, was it? Yeah. So a little bit of Bucks news. We will talk about some wrestling news. Although you got like a few people that that's not renewing their contracts. Well, you might have said the WWE is not renewing their contracts. So I know some people are upset, and and I guess just like who's to blame? Like who you really want to be upset with, and like who you think you should really blame. So I have no thinking like who should we blame, and just have no idea. Um, let's see. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's go to real Milwaukee Bucks fans because I posted a couple of things that's we talked about. Um, I think there are some people that probably post some things up too. So okay, got that one. Any development news? Well, maybe a little bit of comic book comic book news. So we can talk about that. But I do have a surprise for y'all that it's gonna be kind of shocking, and finally I can get it done and try to get like more people to follow me more, no matter where they're at. So James 25, okay. Share the link. Okay, news feed. Just let people know. Say, come on, like. So okay, that's that set up. Let me go live on Twitch on WFSO 2. Um, let me edit this. I haven't done live on a certain place in a while now, so this is gonna be a little bit different. So just bear with me, guys. Like I said, and still we're gonna see what we're gonna some stuff to talk about. A little bit wrestling. Let's see if there's any like comic book movies and TV news. That's fine. They talking about like WWE and like why? I don't know. That's comic wise. Gaming, no gaming. I think we tried like a long time ago. We tried to talk about gaming, and not many people were interested in like talk about gaming. So we just like left it there and just like what was the point? Trying to see if there's anything here. Let's see. Instagram rumor reveals three villains in the MCU reboot, and they're not Magneto. Hmm. Let's see. Okay, maybe some Daredevil Born Again season 2 news. So let's see. Aftermath. I don't think they know that we need to go live, so let's just put today's date. Hmm, no, why not? Okay, sorry. Let's see. What should I hit? Yeah, we'll do just one. Just do that. Just make it more easier. So not gonna expect people to. Hmm. And like I said, guys, I didn't do a live on a certain platform in a while, so this is really going to be interesting. So let's set this up. Um, this is going to be a little bit different, so just bear with me here. And hey, what's up, guys? Y'all didn't like see me in a long time, like doing videos and stuff like that. So for everybody that's watching live on YouTube and to the Twitch channels, for the first time ever, we're also going live on TikTok. So yeah, it's the first. So just gotta get a few more like stories and stuff up there. So mainly the subject we talk about, when it comes to wrestling fans speak out, we talk about the obvious thing, wrestling. Then talk about Milwaukee Bucks, also comic book movies and TV news, and also developments that's going on in Milwaukee. So all that we're going to talk about, and probably gonna sound a little bit down today because although my gums is like still like healing, but yeah, I'm a little bit lesser pain than I was earlier today. So probably rather do before I go to bed, get some of that mouthwash and brush my teeth. And I know eating this baked blueberry muffin Dr. Bombay ice cream ain't helping either. But it was a good ice cream. It was for the wife, but unfortunately, we did not know till the last second that it had cinnamon in it. So yeah, that kind of sucks. So okay, see if there's anything like a deadline. So yeah, after this past Thursday, well, we'll talk about the Thunderbolts and the ending results of its numbers. Because if y'all don't know that Thunderbolts just ended its theatrical run Thursday. Yeah, the last day was Thursday, and I was really going to plan if it was a little bit longer to go see it, but you know, can't. I guess we can't always get what we want. Mhm. So come on, go to the box office. Yeah, it is officially, it's officially, gone, gone, gone. So, you know what? It's a better idea. Okay, we can go to phase five because Thunderbolts was the ending, close to phase five, and we can just go there and I know we talked about it. Okay, it's phase five. Click on that and let me look at the numbers. Ah, so close. Oh boy, this kind of sucks. So let's see if there's any development news before we actually start the show. Cause what y'all like watching right now, y'all watching like kind of like a behind the scenes of what's going on before we actually start the show. So you guys just bear with me, because there was nothing like development wise to talk about yesterday, but that wasn't the reason I didn't do the show yesterday. So for those who just joined us, this is our debut on TikTok doing WFSO Aftermath. So there will be more of these to come, and let's see if there's anything to talk about for no, not really for development. Then let me just see if there's something in the JS Journal Sentinel. So just give me a moment. Let me try to see this and gotta normally I would have my stuff together, but let's see. Not news. Sports. Well, the Brewers did win, so that's a good thing. Um, okay, so there's probably only one thing to talk about when it comes to you know, sorry about that, guys. So heart me. That's cute. Okay, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna start. Let me just set this up right quick. Just start recording, then we just gonna talk about the topics that we're gonna talk about. So just oops, that's not the one I was looking for. Okay, there we go. Screencast. See, I did like a bunch of Bucks videos yesterday, so kind of make up for not doing the show yesterday. So ready? Here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WFSO Aftermath. We're live on YouTube as usual. We also got WFSO and WFSO two on Twitch, and for the first time ever, we're actually live on TikTok. So sorry, guys. This was a little bit of a plan for a while to try to do TikTok. Just never got the chance to do it, and finally got the opportunity. So yay me. So if you can't like watch YouTube live or you can't watch Twitch live, you can watch excuse me, you can actually can watch TikTok with live videos of WFSO Aftermath. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of the some of the, I wouldn't say releases, but it's like some of the people that they just like WWE just decided not to renew their contract. That's one thing to talk about. Talk about a little bit of Bucks news, and there's a little bit comic book news that we can talk about. Also, there is a Milwaukee development part that we can talk about too. So if y'all want to comment below, what were y'all thoughts of the contracts that WWE is not going to renew? So what were y'all oh yeah, they were saying that on the they were saying that during the main event too. So that was something. And plus, they was also saying that in before the show even start. So and I did do a video that's just on YouTube, so you got a chance to talk watch it. So check that video out. And yeah, and that video was actually uncensored. So you may want to check it out. And plus, the very first time, something like that, well, one of my reports that we went like uncensored. So go ahead and check it out because yeah, I kind of went off. We're not going to talk about much about tonight's Raw, but we're talking about let's see, because yeah, there was a few things to talk about on Raw. So one of them I'm clean, one of them I'm kidding. So there'll probably be a few things that we're gonna talk about. Like with the Hala, aka Sarah Logan. WWE is not going to renew her contract. Kind of the same thing you saw yesterday with Carlito and also with R Truth. And everybody was upset about not everybody like renewing R-Truth's contract, and it's just silly and stupid at the same time. Like a lot of people say that R-Truth actually bring the funny to WWE, which is very true because a lot of things he did, you just like, whoa, that was very funny and that was very good. Um, then there's like a couple of people like the Miz, he suddenly ended up, unfollowing WWE, and I think they said there's a few more too. So what everybody tried to do is they tried to do like a quiet protest, which I don't think that even worked. Now's the time for AEW. So okay, but yeah, I'm upset that she like had her kid and stuff like that, and suddenly oh, contract's not getting renewed. That's kind of bananas. It really is. So I guess we can talk about a few wrestling news. So and this is from Wrestling Incorporated. Well, I can say WrestlingInc.com. For any WWE and AEW news, you can check them out. So the situation they have, at Bro Del Rio, and I forgot that one wrestler's name that that's part of AAA. Maybe they say it on here. Of course, WWE's acquisition they own now, Lucha Libre, AAA, if you want to call it. Um, so Alberto Del Rio, also known as Alberto El Patron, he was involved with the law when he was charged with kidnapping. Oh yeah, they talk about something that's a long time ago. So, but those charges were dropped. He did dropped. I think he dropped the title to El Hydro del Paquino. So sorry if I got his name wrong. But I guess they decided they didn't want to keep Del Rio. They wanted to drop him. So that kind of like answer the question. Like you have him as your champion, and because now Del Vecchio is now going to defend the AAA Mega Championship against Chad Gable on Worlds Collide this Saturday. So yeah, it's just crazy, like a lot of nonsense and all that stuff going on. But yeah, I guess WWE didn't want to take the opportunity, like to bring him in. So Del Rio is not booked for a match on the show, and there has been no word on it. He will make an appearance. Well, maybe he will, but it's like I guess they was sick and tired, his backstage politics, which is like, no, we're not gonna do that. So y'all can comment on live. What are y'all thoughts about them not giving Del Rio a chance, and I guess because there's a lot of people that they gave a chance to, and actually after they let him go, they was talking all smack and just crazy things. Then suddenly back in good graces, they get their second attempt, but then again, Del Rio did have his second attempt, but it didn't end up being good. Listen, there were a few things I wanted to read too. Um, I think it was Walking Phoenix that got injured, so I wasn't sure. I don't know how they're gonna do the Worlds Collide match because they did announce it was gonna be like a 6-man tag with the LWO versus I forgot the three that they was having from okay Octagon Junior, Ariel Star, and Mister Iguana. So let's see what he did. Member of LWO is potentially injured ahead of the group's match at Worlds Collide on Saturday. Fucking Wild had a rough spot against Lexus King during the WWE Speed taping ahead of WWE Raw on Monday. Snap said on X, formerly Twitter, it took Y a while to get out of the ring. Okay, but what was like his injury? That's what we want to know. Okay, a video posted by another user showed Wild down in the ring with three miracle officials around him as King slid out the ring and give him space. Wild had a match alongside LWO's stablemates Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro. So yeah, that was the match I was just explaining. So 38-year-old Wild was previously involved with uh, Drago El Fantasma after he joined the main roster in 2022. He joined WWE in 2019. He was last on the main roster programming on the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal in WrestleMania 41 during WWE SmackDown. So yeah, okay, we get that, but yeah, it doesn't say like what was injured. Like, did he have like a concussion or like what did he have? So right now, they're not saying anything, and we don't know what's going on. We really don't. So let's see a little bit more piece of news before we move on. Yeah, we knew that Oklahoma City. Well, they might say that's Tulsa. Um, yeah, of course the audience there was like chanting like "We want truth." So anyway, can't blame them. And there really ain't that. Okay, WWE and Slim Jim expansion a partnership with a brand new twist. So, yeah, this could be something. So maybe they talk about maybe doing a special or something. I don't know. I don't know. But Nick Khan and TKO is kind of like getting everybody mad at the moment with some of the moves they're doing. All right. Right, especially having a lot of releases in the same year. Not normally after WrestleMania they do their like normal cleanup, but they cleaned up a lot this year. Hey Tina, what's going on? Um, but yeah, it's just kind of sad that TKO, as some people say, is worse than Vince McMahon. And you got some of these people like, we want Vince McMahon back. Um, although it was kind of like a scum move for Vince McMahon for like what he put WWE through with taking money and firing talent and stuff like that because of what he was taking from WWE. But yeah, of course, WWE ring canvas has become standard over the last few years, with Prime Energy becoming the center sponsor for WWE SmackDown back in spring of course, last year. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I hate when this happens, so move my camera a bit and like I said, I understand you don't like me, but dang. Okay. No sponsor has been able to get his face on WWE tables at this point, giving Slim Jim bragging rights for the all-time in that, as well as great promotion wherever someone finds themselves going through a table. Like I understand you trying to get these advertisements and stuff like to make a deal and like to get money and plus for yourself, but it's like if you having all these sponsors and all right, like you having all these sponsors and you selling out arenas, what's the money problem? Unless it's like the same old corporate thing, like greed and stuff like that. Well, that's the only thing I can think of that more corporate greed, and at the same time, it just sad that like you're getting all these deals with these other brands and things like that, and yeah, it's just kind of sad that they're just not because they have all this money and especially from sponsors they're not they're thinking they need to cut costs so they gotta release people. So it's just kind of stupid. So like I said, comment below what y'all think about with WWE as of late, and like what's going on with them and your thoughts about it. So we're gonna get out a little bit of wrestling, and we're gonna talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. So the same old rules around. They're always around every day, where every time Giannis, the Bucks losing the first round and stuff like that. It's tough to move on, like whatever. But for those who's watching this like pre-recorded, as you see, you got Kyle Kuzma actually, working out. So that's something good, and that's something promising. So I saw this at first, and I was like, okay, he's working out. Fair enough. That's what we want him to do, so he can be, a better player himself. And although 29, we're about to be 30 when the next season starts. You have Kuzma, like maybe he'll get better than ever and probably get stronger, because I don't think he fully hit his prime, because I know like around late 20s early 30s you hit your prime. But maybe this all season and probably the start of the NBA season, maybe Kyle Kuzma will hit his prime, and all these working outs and stuff. Like he's doing, it looks like he's doing boxing, kind of like the same thing Damian Lillard did do over the summer. And I don't know, like plus he had the some extreme workout that that Damian Lillard did. But it didn't. It seemed like it didn't like help much, because he was still missing his shots and trying to be Dame, and you probably got to try to do something different. But this is what I would shock about when I read this. I saw Kyle Kuzma training or whatever. But you got Kyle Kuzma if Giannis if he leaves Milwaukee Bucks next year, and he said, and I quote, "Me too, if you leave next year." So if that's the case, maybe they'd be like, forget it, we might as well trade him too if Giannis doesn't want to stay. But there are a lot of hints so far that he didn't mention anything about getting traded or want to get traded. And are you my subscriber? Um, could be. If not, just post your link. I subscribe to anybody that just subscribes to WFSO. So it's only a fair opportunity. So either I'll try to find you on there, or I will try to describe you. Like I will do this and put like watching it live on my laptop at the same time, but it's gonna have a lot of echoes. So I don't think that will work. So if y'all have thoughts about Kyle Kuzma will leave if Giannis leave, so y'all comment on that and y'all let me know, and we'll talk about it live on here. Because who is he talking to think that if Giannis leaves, get traded, and he's going to leave too? Like, who's going to take you after the performance that you had the half a season with the Bucks? Like, who's really going to take you? Right, you may be still young and all that, but I don't think anybody is going to like take you unless you did some big improvement. So, oh, okay, just making sure. So I probably did, and I'm glad I'll be able to subscribe to your channel. And let's see, that's Supernatural Doll. So if y'all like on YouTube or something, go check out Supernatural Doll channel. So y'all get a chance, check that out. Like I said, we will promote any channels that subscribe to us, and we do the same thing. Like we subscribe to you. So do that with everybody, whoever subscribes. So just want like the community of either Twitch, YouTube, or now doing TikTok, that we try and spread the community. Like have people, have people like get ahead and stuff, and like they can like do what they want in their channels, like talk to people and talk about the topics that they like to talk about. So we're just trying to get that out there. And Supernatural Doll, thanks for the subscribe. And like I said one more time, Supernatural Doll, y'all check her channel out if you're on YouTube and you're watching. So you never know what content somebody want to have. You might either end up liking their content. You never know. Well, anyways, my thoughts about Kyle Kuzma saying he's going to leave. My thing is you really got to prove yourself. So you're gonna be stuck with playing with the Bucks. So if you do like a 360, like in half a season and do very good, maybe somebody will take you on. But I'm sorry, Kyle Kuzma, but you want to leave when Giannis leave, you're stuck there, buddy. For the next 3 seasons, you are stuck there unless somebody really wants you for a trade, which I really don't see that happening. And of course, y'all probably see on the recorded episode, I put out like a lot of videos of yesterday talking about, Damian Lillard situation. So the Bucks did show like a video of, Damian Lillard, working out and work on his, Achilles. That's where he had torn. And, they said normally, it'll take like nearly a year for somebody to, recover from that. But like I said, with the technology and stuff that you got with like sports equipment and stuff now, anything is possible. Like, let's just say Jordan was on the verge of retire, and he came back because a lot of technology and all the science and stuff behind it that that can help a person take care of their bodies. So we already know, like, living proof, like LeBron James is spending a lot of money to take care of his body, and for a guy that I think he's gonna be 41 in December. For a guy like that can take care of their body and have a lot of money to do it, then more power to him. Because we have a lot of guys that play, in their early 40s and stuff like that. Like Robert Parrish is one. Um, I think John Sally was another, I believe. Vince Carter, who ended up retiring like a few years ago, and the only player that played in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s. So that right there is history. But also, with the trade ideas, Volume 9, they were not for me. And just to look at them, and it was some another video that's out, guards that's available for the Bucks. Some of them I really wasn't thinking about it. So y'all check out that video and you can see like my opinions on that. How long have we make stream? It's mainly like as long as you want. So you can go like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and stuff like that. So it's all up to how long you want to do it. So normally I try to do an hour, but sometimes there's probably a lot more to talk about. I'll just get carried away and it end up being more than an hour. So yeah. So you know what? That would be Bucks news. Besides the only thing they was talking about, Raptors and Giannis are interested in have a mutual interest, but I seriously doubted that he will go to Toronto and start on a like rebuild while you can stay with the Bucks and you can win now. Some teams will have that too, and plus you're trying to trade if you're trying to trade like Giannis and stuff for like a whole bunch of draft picks. You may not even get that lucky. You end up getting the number one pick if you're starting over, and plus of course, this year they only had the second round draft pick, number 47, and they do have an opportunity if they want to do cash considerations for a draft pick, they can do that, and at least have like two second round draft picks. So why not? Okay, I apologize for people that's watching on TikTok. NB Flow 88, hey, what's going on? Lily, hey. So I apologize for not like getting to y'all and saying hi. So I didn't know, what that part meant. So because it's been a while for me since I, sorry, let me straighten that up. Going live on TikTok. Like the last time I went like live or something like that, I was showing Bucks games, which with TikTok you can get away with. But but yeah, just a lot of stuff to talk about. And in the Bobby Portis situation, there's rumors on ESPN that said, Bobby Portis will take his player option and will, exercise it. Means that he's gonna accept it and stay with the Bucks. So I guess everybody's just waiting on the news to see, what Giannis is gonna do, and probably will go from there. Let's just say, Giannis leaves and Bobby stays. Bobby will end up being, the starting power for it, and probably will get more like minutes and stuff like he normally would. Well, like he haven't, I mean, but he probably will get more minutes and be up for like a pay raise and stuff like that. Maybe they decide keep him after next season if he does great and give him like a higher contract. So something that he deserves. So it's just right now, it's just a wait and see. So let's end talking about the Buck stuff, and we're gonna talk about comic book movies and TV news. So okay, so Daredevil Born Again, right now they're filming season two, and from according to other sources that that Daredevil did fine on Disney Plus, but it didn't do good enough. It's not as better as what I said, the season one of Daredevil or season two. I think they said season two had like a lot of more viewers than Born Again season one has. So I think because they did kept some of the old stuff that they did before they reset and kind of start over and make everything in Daredevil and all the other stuff from the Netflix canon. So that kind of makes sense. Sorry, there we go. That's what I was looking for. But anyways, let's see. Of course, it's filming in New York, and let's see. Official set photo seems to confirm the return of a white tiger, which would be Carmen de los Reyes. I believe that's probably be his daughter. So yeah, the Angela Del Toro, who's played by that Camila Rodriguez is playing. So they had some photos out there just showing like she was in that outfit. So we already got wait a minute, including the white and black stripes on a bandana covering her face. Okay, it's unclear if she will take up the crime fine herself. Oh yeah, there's gotta be a lot of people that's going after Kingpin, especially he's talking about he's gonna go after the vigilantes and stuff like that, and mainly responsible for her father's death. Some people know it. Then you got some people on this side too. So if y'all didn't see Daredevil Born Again season one, you have to watch it to understand all that leads up and stuff like that. I don't think they actually gonna end up doing a what's that maybe like Daredevil end up going to in the MCU and stuff like that with movies and stuff like that because I guess those contracts are not they didn't work out just yet. And plus, sad thing is Sony does have the rights to Kingpin like movie wise. So yeah, so Marvel Studios only got the rights for him for TV purposes. So yeah, that really sucks. And Lily, thanks to share the live. I appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you for the guys that 1,000 likes. So I appreciate it. Thank you. So not bad for first day doing WFSO aftermath because normally we would do this like every Sunday, but me wasn't like feeling well. I was like too tired to do it, so started just do a couple of videos for you guys yesterday, and just took a break. So yeah, let's see. Start image. Okay. Okay, so that's good. The white tiger. We kind of knew that, and of course, there's rumors about the defenders maybe coming back too, like with sorry, we already know Jessica Jones is going to return season two. The character that played by Christian Ritter. Um, I said like the Jessica Jones series on Netflix. Um, saying Luke Cage was probably was another too the character they bringing back, and what's that Iron Fist, played by Finn Jones. Another character that said they all could be coming back. Okay, so y'all probably will see it on the pre-recorded episode on YouTube. I guess this is like behind the scenes of guess what she was wearing, but I think she probably will end up having like an accurate costume probably during this coming season. So that's a possibility. On the other hand, it's quite possible Angela is dressed away for more symbolic purposes. The photo was reported taken outside of City Hall, and we know that in this show, NYC, the mayor Wilson Fitz, aka Kingpin, has taken a harsh on anti-vigilante stance, and maybe that she is joining some kind of protest or demonstration where her uncle's colors to honor him. Now that his actions are public knowledge. Hmm, that's interesting. Yeah, I do agree. It's a smart move, like bringing her back, especially she's gonna be the future White Tiger. So why not bring her back? That's a good thing. You know, she can make some appearance because she did like appearance on the animated show of Spider Man. Oh God, I hate when that happened. I guess that's part one of that, and let's try part two. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so let me try to move some things along. I hate when this happens when it comes to you know, because like when they got what do they call them ads on here, Google is like acting funny because my laptop is a Google Chrome, and all the crazy stuff just end up happening, like, okay, we can't record this video because such and such on here. So I ain't gonna lie, it's stupid and kind of crazy at the same time, and like wasn't trying to do anything. So yep, the pre-recorded episodes of Aftermath will be in two parts. It'll just be in one. So uh guys, especially I apologize for what happened because of these ads and stuff on Google. They tend kick us out. So of course March next year, season two will be Daredevil. This year when they had it in March, it was 9 episodes, and they released it in a difficult way. They did like the first two episodes they released, then you got the third one, the fourth, then fifth and sixth they released at the same time. Then seven, eight, and nine. So it kind of ended with I believe like sometime like mid to late April, which was fine by me. So yeah, season two did defend filming in February of this year, and okay, so they saying that they're gonna be maybe done with it in August. So yeah, 6 months. So kind of normal for if you're doing like a either TV show or a movie or something like that. 6 to 8 months. So that's kind of the norm. So it's not really a big deal. Okay, so I guess a little bit of Thunderbolts news if y'all want to know. As a Thursday was the last day that they shown like Thunderbolts, and they stopped it from filming, and I don't know why. They could have kept it on there maybe for a couple more weeks, but I guess they was thinking that they was gonna get no farther than what they made. So they had a big opening, having like almost close to the budget that they had. But then again, how people added that they gotta do they gotta pay the theater for showing it. I think the theaters may what get half or something like that. Not sure. And plus, advertising and stuff like that too. So, they gotta pay like advertising and all that stuff. I thought it was a great movie, but I guess some fans just don't picture it as that. So if you wanted something like an Avengers type movie, this that's what this was, and just fans just wasn't liking it. Like you had like some familiar faces and some new ones, and it's like seriously, you guys are not like a fan of it. I don't know. I think they expecting like something big, like like the last two Avengers with Infinity War and Endgame, just kind of crazy. But kind of same thing, with they're gonna inspect with Doomsday and Secret Wars, so they do got like a big cast on it, and they're currently filming that as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Um, but yeah, their final budget at the box office, the final how much they made in the box office was 369.9 million. So they needed 400 to break even, according to some critics. Um, It was kind of the same thing with Captain America and Brave New Bold. I think they hit 400 million, but I think they needed to make 420, I believe, to break even. So no, neither movies. Although people are gonna call it a flop, but I wouldn't call it that because it still made it might not earn money, but at least it made money for them not to be like in a big hole or anything like that. But that's just my take on it. And I know some people would probably say different, but that's your opinion, and I have mine too. So yeah, it's just crazy that that they didn't do as good as it should. But yeah, no, you got people that's fickle like that, so that kind of sucks. So, anyways, let's stop with comic book movies and TV news, and let's get to the final thing before we end the show. So, wow, we're actually going to end this show in almost an hour. So that's amazing. So, I think y'all knew about my opinions and stuff about American Family Field that's here in Milwaukee with with a lot of parking, a lot of space that and plus you had to walk like a little bit over a mile just to get from point A to American Family Field, and especially if with people that works there in like the wintertime, it's not a great walk. It's really not. So I know some people be lucky, they had cars and stuff like that. It'll be more easier for them. So that's good. Friend Siska Gars, hello. Sorry, I didn't mention Joseph T. Hey, what's going on? So I will give shout outs out there to people if they do that, put the say hi on TikTok, and kind of the same thing on YouTube and also with Twitch. Do the same thing. So yeah. Um, let's see. New American Family Field ride share lot runs afoul in a city hall. The Brewers are appealing. So Uber and Lyft rides a lot brings neighbor complaints. I don't get that at all. I really don't. I'm like, we would like to have like a bus go through there so it could be more easier for people that they don't have to pay that much. So that was one of my pushes that I did last year, to get, the bus company and American Family Field, have the bus route, back to going there because it was easier for everybody, to get that. So I just thought it'd be a little bit more easier and stuff like that. Let's see. Some plans they haven't, wait, American Family Field's new location for Uber and Lyft and other ride hailing service has a run afoul of City Hall after a neighbor complained about its traffic impact, which I can understand because I think where they had it last year was okay, but sometimes you just rather just have the bus like right there for the pickup and drop off or whatever than pay for like 20 or 30 bucks just to get home from Uber or Lyft. Drop off and pickup site monitor parking lot. Southern portion needs approval for the Milwaukee Board of Zoning Appeals, according to the city official. Wait. So okay. Oh, they must. Oh, okay, the south portion. Oh, never mind. I get what it is. So what? They didn't have approval from the beginning. They just did it. So that's weird. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club is appealing the city's position that converting a regular parking lot to a rideshare lot needs board approval. Meanwhile, the lot remains in operation. Department of Neighborhood Service Marketing and Communications Officer Jeremy McGovern. He told the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel that department and Brewers officials had indicatable discussions about the issue. Okay, of course, they declined the comment. Of course, they are, because one of the things that they was talking about that they wanted to have some stuff going on, like a district type of thing, kind of like with the Deer District here in Milwaukee, and I know Titletown and Green Bay has something like that too, and I think there's other places like baseball ballparks and also arenas have like a little bit of district type of feel. Like you got a lot of stuff going on, like restaurants, apartments, hotels, and all that other stuff. So for us with the Deer District, it's not fully complete. So because you still got your hotel, and you got your eateries and things like that, and another venue that's going to be done by the end of the year, and there's some other stuff they can still add, and plus another big apartment buildings, and plus that's going to be connected with MATC. So there's a lot going on. So they wanted to finish it around 2026, which would be next year, but I think it's far from finished. So I think when they finish everything around there, it probably would be like 2028 will be the latest that they'll finish everything. Sunshine, hello. Appreciate you being on the channel. I'm saying this, being on the show. Brian Lemper 84. Hey there, what's going on? Um, let's see. The Brewers moved the ride share to the Monitor Park before this year's home opener on March 31st. New location is just north of the Interstate 94 and east of Yount Drive. The move was response to complaints from fans about difficulties entering and exiting the Gardner rideshare lot. Um, well, yes and no. Only because it ain't that far, to walk from there. Then now you have to walk a little bit more farther for that one. So if they was complaining about them, having no buses around, then that's one thing. But I didn't know anybody was complaining about that ride share was at that area. But then again, some of the people there, they kind of strict. It's like, oh, you gotta stay there until your Lyft or Uber comes or is there. You know what I mean? But yeah, probably a lot of people probably didn't, want to do that. But that new location brought a complaint about traffic impact on the nearby Story Hill neighborhood. The first week or so, Brewers' home game says a lot more cars than usual in the neighborhood, especially on Story Parkway. Oh, so I don't know why everybody, complain about it. It's like, damn you do, damn you don't. Um, I just don't see why, people, complain about some of the wrong things, and that's why half of the time, this city can't have anything because people will complain about it and just don't just not satisfied. So okay, the next meeting will be close to the end of June, June 26th, and the Brewers are appealing that order to zoning board. So I think they should have kept it where it was, but then again, like I said, you can't keep people happy. And plus, actually try to have like a district in the one parking lot, so a lot of people can come there. Then suddenly because of one of the reasons that I mentioned before that they didn't want to do like a district or something in the parking lot because it will stop tailgaters from tailgating. No, it won't. People still tailgate and stuff like that, but it's like you will have like more places to hang out. Maybe if it's like a hotel around there or eatery or anything like that, people still is going to tailgate regardless. Like you see with Titletown, people still tailgate, so it's not going to ruin anything. And I know, Brewers tickets are, one of the cheapest tickets in the MLB, which, like going to some games, but I just hate, that walk. And especially, paying like an arm and a leg, just to get back from point A to point B. It's just, it's just silly. It really is. Um, so they also is concerned about the impact of American Family Fields playing winterization to allow year-round concerts and other events, which they should have been done by this year. Which with trying to get the state and all that stuff, giving Brewers some money so they can do repairs and stuff like that. Cardo, hey, what's going on? Appreciate you being on here. Um, but yeah, concert patrons are less familiar than Brewers fans with neighborhood parking restrictions. But point is like if you're gonna do that all year round, you need to have something like a district around there for people, hang out and stuff like that. Like almost, maybe almost every day, like something busy. And I don't know why people over there, complaining about it's good for business and they just don't see that, which I don't know why. But like I said, as long as they put a bus there this fall, which could be because they got the final plans for like the bus routes because all most of the bus routes would be changing. So Kane 31, can we call? I don't know how you can call on a YouTube. I don't know if that's even possible to do that. Um, but yeah, it's just my overall thing. Brewers they expect us, to pay, for the repairs and stuff. Although they are paying some of it too. And once again, this happens. So I'm just gonna like end the pre-recorded right there. So you know what, that's fine. Because I wasn't really done, talking about it anyway. So that's fine. But it's just like my overall opinion, about American Family Field. They really need to do better, especially if they want to get more in. So ticket price wise, yeah, it worked, but to a certain extent. But you want people to come to more than just weekend games. You want some people come to weekday games, especially you got people that that want to stay in. If they let's just say okay, St. Louis Cardinals, they have like 3 games here, and there's people that want to stay, but they don't want to be on no walking or making the distance to go to American Family Field to see their team. Why there's no bus line to get from a mile from point A to point B. So that's just something that American Family Field really need to figure out. So hopefully we know something by the end of June with the bus route. If they're gonna have a bus route going through American Family Field, which they really need to. So hopefully that happens. So just wait and see. But anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you guys that's watching on Twitch. Please follow us on here. We try our best to do live content like almost every day. But with busy stuff going on, especially the new job and stuff like that. So some live shows may not even happen until August when I get like a maybe I can make up put the schedule up and probably do something like that. So yeah. Anyways, share the Twitch channels too. So thank you for that and appreciate that. Some few of y'all that are watching through Twitch. Um, a few guys that's on TikTok. Thanks for the likes, like over 1,000 likes. So I appreciate that. And for people that that join in, either they just watch for like a little bit. So it was like a lot of y'all did join in and listen for a bit, and just stay tuned and show how this is. So we normally, we do this like every Sunday normally, but with other stuff, going on in our lives, we had to do it, and I didn't think we was gonna get this, this finished like quicker than usual. Because normally we'll do like an hour show. Sometimes we try to hit to like a half an hour, but the hour was the most we normally would do this. So it did hit that mark. So please, you guys, TikTok. We'll be back on our regular schedule on Sunday. Talking about there's Against All Odds that's going on this Friday. So we'll do like a WFSO preview of that pay per view, and plus, with Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank, we will do our talk about results on next week's aftermath episode too. So anyways, I appreciate you guys like joining in and chatting with us. And for you guys that's watching on YouTube, if you like today's video, give it a like, and I appreciate the likes that I got today. Um, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and when we get there, close to the time, we will like announce, either have a giveaway or a prize or whatever like that. So don't know what it's gonna be yet, but we will know when we get close to 1,000 subscribers. So we will see then. So we got plans for WFSO in 2026. So without you guys, there will be no us. So please support. Also, you get a chance, check out the videos that we've done so far. So all the four topics that we talk about today will be, videos we have on YouTube. So you get a chance, check them out. So there'll probably be some more, wrestling content that be on there too. Especially this summer, there will be more wrestling content. As WFSO exclusive will be back on July 3rd. Um, it'll be 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. So kind of like right after TNA Impact. So you get to see more wrestling for like another 20, 30, or 40, wherever how long the match has been. So yeah. Um, like I said, over 2,700 videos and counting on YouTube. So please check it out. Also check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com with upcoming events in the Midwest wrestling wise. Um, Also with meet and greets that's going on in the Midwest too, and I know I gotta update that too. So a few things I gotta do before I end up going to bed. Um, oh, my cousin is on here. Hey, Sunita. Long time no see. Good to have family on here. So that's pretty good. Hello there. Appreciate you joining the channel. We probably gonna end up doing live stuff like whenever we can. Normally it'll be like a Sunday, Wednesday, and Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and whenever we talk about WFSO preview, we'll do like a live video on that too. So talk about wrestling, pay per views and stuff like that. So probably be the only times that I do like a live. So yeah. Also, like I said, WrestlingFansSpeakout.weebly.com. Check out the website. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Of course, also who we met in wrestling, events that we was at, wrestling events and Bucks events too. So you get a chance, check that page out. Um, I didn't know this until today, but this month not only is it's Pride Month, so support your community. No matter what their sexual orientation is, just don't be mean to them. Be there for them. They just want friends. So do we. So just be nice to the those people. Also, this month I did not know that it is mental health awareness month for men. Men's mental health awareness month. So last month was, mental health awareness month overall, but this month it seems like it's for men. So I, kind of get that, and because we all need, strong woman behind, a clever man. You might as well say that. It's like where you got a man like God, I don't know how to say that, but let's just say where every man there's a strong woman behind them to be there for 'em. So check on you guys. Hopefully they don't because people suffer from mental health and they just need like people to be there and they can like help out and stuff like that. So please check them out. Um, check on them, I should say, and be there for them. anybody can have mental health issues and stuff like that with men. Because I think the men's mental health issues don't be. There, we put that back right there. There we go. So hopefully that oh god, another piece. Although I was about to end this video and that happens. But anyways, like I said, although we know everybody suffer from mental illness and stuff like that, but for men it's like they try to hide it and stuff like that, and some of it is kind of like obvious too, like you know we don't know what we're going to do next, or we're going to do something stupid and crazy. So me myself are struggling with mental illness. So I do have mental illness, and it's been difficult, but I'm trying to deal with it every day. I can thank my wife for being there for me as much as she can. Challenger 001, hello and welcome to the channel. um but yeah, we just need to help our people, so please be there for them. And I'm gonna try to look up what when Women's Mental Health Awareness Month is too. So I'm gonna look for that up and probably say that day and probably let y'all know about that too. So because some families want to like keep it like a secret and something like that. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. We don't have none of that in our family, but yeah, it is, and you have to help each other and stuff like that with the problems, like trying to be there for each other, and you know go to therapy too. So therapy does help. And speaking of which, I got therapy next Monday. So hopefully all that will work out. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I think I dragged it a little bit long enough, and seems like WFSO one or WFSO two has cut off. But anyway, guys, like I said, thank you for watching. Until the next video, you guys have a good one, and see you later. Man up, woman up, face up. So yeah, y'all have a good one. Let's see. Let me end it here. Let me end it here. And welcome